If money were no object, what would you build and where would you build it? It's an interesting question because when you look at the homes of America's richest people, a surprising pattern begins to emerge. Despite having the freedom to build almost anything they want anywhere, the same types of homes appear again and again. Today's episode of Homes Explained is not about celebrity homes or who lives where, but I'm asking a much more interesting question, and that's when money is no object, what do people choose to build, and what do these choices say about them? The first group are the visionaries. These are the people drawn to what comes next rather than what came before. They're more interested in innovation than history and pushing the boundaries than tradition. And it's no surprise that many tech founders, entrepreneur and entertainment figures are drawn to contemporary minimalist homes. Here, expanses of glass replace walls while steel and concrete replace ornament, and every detail is carefully considered. Rather than decorating the house, the architecture itself becomes the statement. These homes have become synonymous with places like Beverly Hills, Bel Air, and parts of Silicon Valley. Dramatic views and the mild climate allow architecture to blur the lines between indoors and out, and homes owned by people like Larry Ellison, Michael Dell, and Kim Kardashian perfectly illustrate this approach. Different architects and different locations, but remarkably similar priorities. What's striking isn't simply the expense of these homes, it's that almost everything unnecessary has been removed. They're designed to look forward, not backwards, celebrating innovation, engineering and precision rather than nostalgia. While some people dream of tomorrow, others spend millions trying to recreate yesterday. This second group are the romantics. They're not looking for the latest architectural statement. Instead, they're drawn to beauty that has already stood the test of time. They admire authenticity, craftsmanship, and homes that feel as though they have a story to tell. Whether that's an English country house, a French chateau, an Italian villa, or a Mediterranean revival estate. These aren't copies so much as reinterpretations, borrowing centuries of architectural wisdom, carefully balanced proportions, and timeless materials, then adapting them for modern living. Perhaps it's because after building such a successful career, they're no longer interested in chasing the next big thing. Instead, they want something enduring, something that will feel just as beautiful 50 or even 100 years from now. And their inspiration often comes from Europe. It's an aesthetic that has long appealed to business leaders, established wealth, and celebrities alike, with homes owned by people such as Tom Brady and Taylor Swift, reflecting this enduring influence. These homes aren't trying to impress with novelty. They're trying to feel as if they've always belonged exactly where they stand, celebrating craftsmanship, authenticity, and a beauty that refuses to go out of style. But for some people, neither the past nor the future holds the answer. Their dream home isn't defined by a style at all, it's defined by what surrounds it. And this third category are the escape artists. For them, luxury isn't measured in square footage or marble finishes, though I'm sure there's a fair amount of that as well. It's measured in acres. Their dream home is more likely to be found in the mountains of Colorado, the valleys of Montana, or the wide open landscapes of Wyoming. Think Kevin Costner's Aspen Area Ranch or Tom Cruise's Telluride Retreat. Here, privacy becomes the ultimate luxury and nature replaces neighbours. The architecture reflects that philosophy too. Timber, natural stone, and expansive windows connect the home to its surroundings rather than compete with them. These aren't houses designed to be admired from the road. They're places to disappear, unwind, and reconnect with the landscape. Because for this group of escape artists, it isn't about being seen. It's about finally having somewhere where you don't have to be. For the fourth category of America's richest families, the ultimate luxury isn't solitude, it's togetherness. This fourth group are the family builders, and while they have the means to build something architecturally incredible, they choose to build something much more familiar and down to earth, the modern farmhouse. Warm, welcoming, and unmistakably American, these homes are designed much less around making a statement and more around bringing people together. Large kitchens become the heart of the home. Deep porches blur the boundary between indoors and out, while generous entertaining spaces are designed for family celebrations and weekends with friends. It's a style that values comfort over formality and connection over spectacle. Maybe that's because once you've achieved extraordinary success, perhaps your priorities begin to change. Popularised by designers Chip and Joanna Gaines and embraced by celebrities such as Ashton Kutcher and Christian Cavalieri, the modern farmhouse has become America's answer to the English country home. Although this property borrows from the traditional farm buildings, very few of them are working farms. Instead, it celebrates family, nature, and relaxed living. Because for this fourth group of family builders, the greatest luxury isn't having the biggest or the flashiest home, it's having a home everyone wants to go back to. For some families, the dream isn't a home, but a destination. This fifth group are the legacy builders, and rather than build a single showcase home, they create a private compound designed to bring generations together. Whether it's a waterfront estate in Palm Beach, a shingle-style home in the Hamptons, or a contemporary modern retreat overlooking the Pacific in Malibu. These homes are designed for shared experiences as much as spectacular locations. Guest houses, pool houses, private docks, and outdoor entertaining spaces all reflect the same philosophy, creating somewhere friends and family will return to for decades. Homes owned by people like Jeff Bezos in Florida, Steven Spielberg in the Hamptons, and many of America's richest families illustrate this idea. While the architects vary dramatically, the purpose remains remarkably consistent. These homes aren't really holiday homes, they're anchors. Places where birthdays are celebrated, traditions are formed, and memories accumulate over generations. Because perhaps the ultimate luxury isn't owning the perfect home, it's creating a place that your family never want to leave and stays in the bloodline for generations. 5 very different home types and 5 very different visions of success. Yet look a little closer and they reveal something rather unexpected. That given unlimited choice and unlimited budget, America's richest families all build for remarkably similar reasons. Whether it's a contemporary masterpiece, a European-inspired estate, a mountain retreat, a modern farmhouse, or a coastal compound, they're not chasing the latest trends. They're building homes which they believe they will still love in 50 or 100 years from now. That often means investing in timeless architecture, natural materials, and exceptional craftsmanship rather than whatever happens to be fashionable today. And perhaps that's the real lesson, that when you've reached the dizzy heights of America's 0.1%, your home stops being about what you can afford or what's going to impress others. Instead, it becomes a reflection of what you value most, whether that's innovation, timeless beauty, privacy, togetherness, or creating a legacy. The homes people choose reveal far more about themselves than their money ever could. So, which would you choose? Personally, I think I'd go for the mountain retreat, but please let me know in the comments which of those 5 house types you would pick, because I'd love to know. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to join me next week for more Homes Explained.